Hey everyone, and welcome to my brand new channel, LegendareLee. A channel focused on bringing you brilliant content on not one, but two great topics: Pokemon and NFL football. Why these two unrelated things, might you ask? Because they are two of my favorite things on the planet Earth. As with most new channels, there's always the challenge of getting to know the YouTuber who owns it. So I figured, what better way for everyone to get to know me better than to do a top 10 list of my favorite Pokemon. Each Pokemon is unique in its own special way, and to know a person's favorite ones can sure tell you a lot about them. So without any further ado, here are my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Number 10, Hitmonlee. We're going to start off this list with a sentimental entry. Hitmonlee was my first favorite Pokemon and remained that way for much of my childhood. One of the first episodes I ever saw of the Pokemon anime was when Ash entered the fight tournament with his Primate. After seeing Hitmonlee in the episode, I loved everything about it and was instantly hooked by this great design and great power. Number 9, Treecko. Now before we go any farther, I must confess I'm not the hugest fan of first stage Pokemon. Well, except for this one. Treecko is definitely my favorite starter of the Hoenn region, and is honestly the only grass starter I truly even like. Although its design and usefulness in battle definitely helped it make this list, the true reason it made it was because of how it's portrayed in the anime. Ash's Treecko is one of the most cocky in the entire Pokemon universe. The way it carries itself and how it always has that little twig in its mouth. It's just freaking awesome. Number 8, Cloyster. Okay, that was pretty bad. But once again, I resorted back to looks when judging my favorite Pokemon. But with Cloyster, it's also its tank-like defense that makes me like it so much. Not counting Mega Pokemon, Cloyster has the 4th highest base defense of all Pokemon. Which does make sense considering it basically looks like a Ghastly in an oyster shell. I love the use of purple in its design, and the way it glares out at you with that evil smirk on its face is nothing short of pure badassery. Number 7, Houndoom. Houndoom, it's just great. I absolutely love everything about it. From its typing to its design, Game Freak really hit a home run on this one. Even though I do adore Houndoom's Mega form, I really wish they would have given it a 3rd evolution instead. Something like a Cerberus would have been such a cool design for a Houndoom evolution. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. Number 6, Hydreigon. What can I say about Hydreigon that would even do this magnificent beast any justice whatsoever? I mean, it's absolutely perfect. There isn't a single thing I would change about Hydreigon. Well, except for maybe the fact that it has the highest required level for any evolution at 64. But besides that, Hydreigon is just brilliant. I also love how this evolution line has German numbers in it to indicate the number of head each one has. There's Dino with Ein in its name, which represents its 1 head. There's Zweilous with Zwei in its name, 2 to represent its 2 heads. And then there's Hydreigon with Dry, meaning 3. Such a clever and unique way to name Pokemon, and I absolutely love it. Number 5, Haxorus. Claiming the number 5 spot on my list is my absolute favorite Dragon-type Pokemon. From the first time I saw this guy, all I did was try to figure out what I had to do to get it. I mean, not only does it look like a total badass, but it's a good battler as well. Being in the top 150 in total base stats and an absolute monster in attack, it's also one of the few Pokemon I feel had perfect designs for both its normal and shiny forms. All in all, Haxorus is just freaking great. Number 4, Groudon. Before Game Freak gave us Tyrantrum in Gen 6, Groudon was really the closest thing we had to a T-Rex type Pokemon. And even then, it's still a bit of a stretch. But still, few can argue how truly great this Pokemon is. Since red is my favorite color, it wasn't hard for me to claim this guy as one of my favorites from the first time I saw box art of Pokemon Ruby. Although Groudon is one of the best looking Pokemon there is, it's really its effectiveness in battle that really draws me to it. Primal Groudon is truly a force to be reckoned with. Being weak to only ground type moves and having a top 5 total base stat at 770, it's an absolute freaking machine. And with the Desolate Land ability, Groudon can really control any type of battle situation it wants. Number 3, Godzilla. Oh, wait. I think there's been some kind of mistake. Yeah, that's supposed to be Tyranitar. I'm always getting those two confused. Silly me. Anyways, Tyranitar is an absolute boss. Like, just look at it. It is freaking Godzilla. Like, who wouldn't love such a great Pokemon design? I will admit that I really hate that it is part rock type, making it 4 times weak to fighting, but it's still one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, regardless. Number 2, Lugia. Now I know what you all are thinking. How does this guy who has Lugia in his channel logo not even his favorite Pokemon? Well, when coming up with a name for my channel that also included my actual name, LegendareLee was what I came up with. And since Lugia is an actual legendary Pokemon, I figured it would best suit my logo instead of my actual number 1 Pokemon, since it isn't a legendary. And I mean, it is my number 2 favorite of all time, so it's pretty damn close. So just go with it, okay? But the reason I love Lugia so much is primarily due to the Pokemon 2000 movie. It is my favorite Pokemon movie of all time, and Lugia is a huge reason as to why that is. I don't really know what to even say about Lugia except I just love it. And the moment we've all been waiting for, number 1, Feraligatr. Now, Feraligatr will always be close to my heart for one reason. It was my first starter Pokemon. Well, I mean technically Totodile was, but you get what I mean. I was a bit of a late adopter as a kid, so the first Pokemon game I actually played was Pokemon Gold. And boy was it a great first game. Like Gold and Silver, as well as the remix, have to be the crown jewels of the Pokemon franchise. It just doesn't get any better than that. And Feraligatr was a pivotal team member in my first Pokemon journey. I mean, I do love Typhlosion and all, but Feraligatr is definitely the best starter of Gen 2. I mean, it's an alligator. Come on, people. Who doesn't love an awesome looking alligator? One thing I'll always remember about my first Pokemon is for some odd reason, I nicknamed it Todd. Not with 2 D's, 1 D. T-O-D. Not sure why, but I did. Unfortunately, I sold my original copy of Pokemon Gold at a yard sale, so Todd is gone forever. But I always cherish the memories I had with my first favorite Pokemon. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope this video gave you a little insight about me and what's to come on my new channel. I really am looking forward to growing as a YouTuber as well as an editor. So if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you really liked the video, maybe you should share it with a friend. And well, if you love the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because there will be plenty more to come. Until next time, my friends, this is LegendareLee, and stay legendary.